You watching or listening to this video, do you like rights? Do you like having freedom? And do you also like your privacy? Well, if you answered yes to any of those, I have to tell you that you're just a big loser. That's extremely outdated. We're not in the 2010s anymore. We're in the brand new 2020, the new era, the future. Yeah, one of the most weirdest brand new things that I've been seeing worldwide is that tons of people are just completely happy, and some of them are just fine with just governments completely taking their rights away. This is something that is crazy to me, and I have no idea why this is happening. I feel like we are moving backwards because, I thought that like back then this is a thing that like people literally fought for, and like us in the modern age know that we should try to protect ourselves as much as possible, but I guess not. So if you want to know why I'm talking about this, not so long ago, two places in the world ended up passing two pretty serious laws, and that is being Australia, which they have completely banned social media usage for kids, and a lot of states in America ended up banning you being able to go to spicy websites. If you want to go and watch something absolutely crazy, something on the hub, you're going to need to give in your ID for you to be able to access these. And to stay in the US, they're also trying to pass this law over here, which basically, just to summarize it, gives the government a backdoor to see what kids are doing on the internet. And the excuse that they're using to pass these things is the good old classic, something that you have definitely heard before: it's to protect the children. Now, I thought it would be common information that when you hear anyone tries to use this, like we're doing this to protect the kids, you will automatically know that they're not, and that's kind of just an excuse to hide their true purpose and what they're really trying to do, which most of the time is something malicious. And this is a thing that people understand back then, because when laws like net neutrality tried to get passed, that will get automatically shut down because everyone knows the garbage that they're trying to do. But apparently in the good old modern day, we have completely lost the plot, and there are tons of people of all ages happy that these three things are happening. And this is something that is insane to me, because basically what we're allowing to happen is we're letting the government do the thing that they have literally been trying to do for an extremely long time, and that is to basically spy on everything that you're doing and to completely just take away your privacy on the internet. You being on the internet is one of the few last places out there where you can actually be private and be protected. It's one of the few places that's left in the world, and obviously a lot of powers don't like that. They want to know what you're doing, but people have been doing a good job fighting back against it, but not anymore. Apparently now we're just bending over, and this is completely okay, and I don't know how this is happening. This is something that's crazy to me, and every time when people try to defend this and say that this is something extremely good, like, oh, this is going to protect children. No, it's not. One, I 100% believe that everyone at every age should be able to access the internet. The people who should be protecting kids from finding malicious stuff on the internet should be the parent. I know it's crazy. The parent should actually do their job and teach their kids how to use the internet and how to be safe. I even think that this is something that we should actually be teaching in school more aggressively, since the internet is a very big part of our society now. Like, this isn't something where back then you could avoid it. You cannot avoid using the internet. You, as a parent or a guardian or whatever, you are the one who needs to protect your kids and teach them how to use these things properly and how to stay away from these malicious websites. You shouldn't be happy that the government is going to do that for you. And plus, to make that even worse that they're doing this for the kids, in the US, this is the same place where not so long ago they ended up like getting rid of protections that gambling ads had. Like, you know how like back then you used to barely see any gambling ads? Yeah, that's because they had laws where you weren't able to market it like that. They got rid of it, which is the main reason why you're seeing like steak ads and gambling ads all over the place when you have to use the internet. I thought we cared about protecting the children. So what? We have to stop them from doing something like using the hub, but you're completely okay with pushing gambling ads to them and getting them into this very terrible addiction at the young age? This is just one example, and I can come up with so much more. This is crazy to me that this is a thing that a lot of people are fine with. This is something that's very bad. This is malicious. You should not be happy with governments basically taking your rights away and telling you what you're not allowed to do, because that's what they're doing. If you are someone who lives in one of these states in America where they ended up passing this, you basically just lost your rights. That's what happened. And if you're in Australia and you're now banned to use social media, again, you basically just lost your rights. And I know there's going to be tons of people saying that, do you see what you're defending? But that's what they do. Every single time when you want to start something malicious, you start with something that is hard to defend. That's why they're beginning with spicy websites and like social media. These are two things that we know are extremely bad. You start with that, something very easy to get behind, and then when tons of people are fine with it, you slowly escalate to the point where it's absolutely too late, and then you realize that you lost a lot of things. The internet and you being able to access it needs to be protected at all costs. And the fact that people are fine with this is crazy. So I don't want to end this video off being negative and sound like I'm going crazy, waving the conspiracy theory hat, which already sounds like what I'm doing anyway. So I want to go and give you some advice. And that is, one, this is the thing that I've been saying for years. Your online safety and privacy is something that's your responsibility. So you should put in the effort to protect it. Whether that's using a VPN, making your own private server, just do something so you can keep your information safe and so you can stay having access to the internet. On the internet, you should be able to access basically whatever you want, obviously to an extent, and bans like this is something that I personally think should not be put out, and I think you should find ways to protect yourself from them. And number two, if you are someone who is actually old enough to make a difference, like vote or can make decisions in your state, town, wherever you live, I don't care if you're someone who can make decisions like voting and stuff and putting your opinions on laws, do that. Learn how to do it, search it up on the internet. It's crazy that you have to do that. You think schools should try to teach you something that important, but apparently they don't. You need to learn about, the nucleus of the cell or something? Yeah, that's what you need to learn about, not actually like how to vote and stuff. They don't teach you how to do that. Actually research and learn how to do that and put in your voice and make a difference to make sure stuff like this does not get passed in your area. This is something that you have to do, okay? You have to, because this isn't going to get any better. Like, they're not going to stop. It's going to keep on getting worse. So do that. Anyway, that's it. This is just something that I want to talk about. I know this type of video is like completely different than what we usually talk about on this channel, but this is a thing that I'm very passionate about, and I just don't want to see stuff like this continue. So, crazy way to be the first video of the year, but hey, anyway, that's it. Goodbye.